Okay, so we're going to use this example problem as a way to learn some new concepts as well. So it's not just necessarily a practice problem, but we're going to learn new concepts. So it says draw the tripeptide. So now we know we have three amino acids, tripeptide, which is formed from threonine, leucine, and phenylalanine. What is the name of this amino acid? So the first thing is that we need to draw a tripeptide. So one thing that we do when we draw proteins or peptide chains is that we always are going to write starting with the nitrogen. So we're going to start with our first nitrogen, NH3 plus. And then I have a carbon where I have my R group here. So I'm going to leave that off for right now. And then my carbonyl. That is then directly, let's go ahead and do the colors because I like colors. We have our peptide bond here to another nitrogen. Then our R group is right here. Then we have our carbonyl. Oh, go back to our colors. That's 2. So you see, and we have the first one in blue, second one in blue. And now we have our third one. So we have another nitrogen, NH. Have that R group there, carbonyl, O minus. So now do you see the 3 different peptides? 1, 2, 3. 3 peptides combined by 2 peptide bonds. Okay, so I just put random groups here, right? I didn't actually put any groups. So we're going to need to actually put these particular groups. So we have threonine, so THR, threonine, then leucine, LEU, and then we have phenylalanine, PHE is the overall 3-letter abbreviations for these. We'll write the 1-letter abbreviations in a moment. And then we'll look at our chart. So we have our peptide chart from section 1 and that reference chart that you guys should have handy. So we know that threonine, the R group, has another carbon going out and an alcohol. So it's going to look like this. So I'm going to fill in this R group. Leucine is going to have a group like this, where we have our kind of weird Y shape. And then phenylalanine, we're going to have another carbon and then an aromatic ring, phenyl group. Okay, so that is how you draw peptides from specific amino acids. So you just chain those together with those peptide bonds, however many you need, and fill in the R groups. Don't forget that at the very beginning, your nitrogen goes first, and it's going to have that positive charge. It's going to be the ammonium. So it needs 3 hydrogens, so 4 bonds total. And then the oxygen at the end, it will be a carboxylate instead of a carboxylic acid. Okay, so then what is the name of this amino acid? So how we're going to name these is we're going to take the name of the amino acid. So this really should say the name of the peptide. Let's change that. Okay, but we're going to take each amino acid name and put them next to each other. We're going to change the end of the name. So INE is going to be replaced with YL for everything except for the last one. The last one just stays as it is. Whoa. Let's try that again. Okay. Sometimes it just doesn't like writing that far over. Okay, so if we're going to change everything except for the last one to a YL ending. So we started with threonine. So we have, I spelled it wrong already. So threone, and then instead of INE, we're going to put YL. 3-anenyl I put an I, Lucyl. And then the last one will stay the same. The very end one will stay the same. Okay, so the name of this would be 3-anenyl Lucyl phenylalanine. We could also name this in terms of our 3-letter abbreviations, in which we would just do THE for threonine dash LEU dash PHE. So this is threonine, leucine, phenylalanine back to back. It is important to know that you need to capitalize the first one of each of those. And then you put a dash in between to show the peptide bonds. And then lastly, we can also name it technically using our 1-letter abbreviations. And all we would do, threonine, the letter is T, leucine, the letter is L, and phenylalanine, it is F. So the name with the 1-letter abbreviations, you don't put anything in between, you just put TLF, all in capital letters. Okay, so which amino acid is at the N-terminus? So this is a new vocab word. N-terminus means that it's the amino acid with the free amine. So it has that NH3. Okay, so in this case, the answer to this would be threonine, our first amino acid. Oh, it's supposed to be THR. My bad. Should be that. Which amino acid is at the C-terminus? So this is going to be opposite. You would think it might be O-terminus, but they talk about the carbon of the carbonyl there. So the C-terminus is the side of the peptide that has the free carboxylate. And so in the case of this particular peptide that we drew, that would be the phenylalanine, PHE. So it's important, as I said, we always start with the nitrogen. So how we would write that as our little tip is that we always write peptides from the N-terminus to the C-terminus. So every time we write it, N-terminus starts out, read it like a book, and then you end with the C-terminus. This is so that everything is fully the same throughout all of, whenever people just talk about peptide sequences, it is common and universally known that your first one is going to be that free amine side. The last one will have that carboxylate. If you swap them and do them backwards, then it's not the same protein. It's completely backwards. Okay, so I'm going to do a new video for the next practice problem. So you'll see as we keep going. There's another practice problem. So I would like you guys to go ahead and try that one on your own based off of the answers to this first example problem that we did. And then in a new video, I will show you the answers.